Good morning, everybody. It's Laura at McNeely Garden Studios, enjoying you at Tuesday at 10. Thanks so much for coming. Today, we are going to make something beautiful. And we're going to be using a lot of different types of things. This is my favorite. This is just something printed off the internet. And we're going to do it on a dark background, but the dark background is going to go on another background. So I started this last night so that this part could dry, and I'm going to explain each of the things so that you can understand and that you can make one at home for yourself. All right. The reason I was inspired by making this Seaside moonscape is because I'm looking forward to going to a business retreat, and it is on Amelia Island on the ocean. So the Gulf of America. So I'm going to turn you down and show you exactly what I have done. Okay, so ready? I'll turn you down here. What I decided was that I'm creating a lot of different pages that are this size because eventually I want to bind them into a book, just a personal book of different things. And so what I wanted to do was put we're going to do the mixed media project on the dark paper, but I wanted it to be a larger size. So I decided that we would do a background that was appropriate. So I took this masking fluid last night because it does need to kind of dry. This is a Schmink brand, and it comes out blue. Some of them are white, some of them are clear, they turn kind of a different color. It's like plastic. And if you squeeze it, I think I have gotten a thing in there. Anyway, it's this color blue. It just gets tacky. So instead of it being a liquid, it gets tacky. And you can see up close, it's like a rubber kind of stuff. And so what it's going to do is create a resist on this paper. And this is 140-pound watercolor paper. That's pretty much exclusively what I use. So I put that on, I let it dry overnight. I've got my big brush, and I'm gonna put water on you can hear it scrubbing on there, that's funny. Sounds like new sneakers on the basketball court. Uh-oh. So I'm gonna put enough water on this paper so that you can still see the texture of the paper, but it's not just filled with water, but you want enough so that the paint will flow. And I don't know if you can see this right here in the middle. That's a kitty cat print from where it was left overnight. So ordinarily I tape this down because you see how it's beginning to buckle like that. But I wanted the design to go all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to hold it down with that for just a moment. And I've already got my watercolors, and I've already spritzed them once. So I'm going to be using kind of these colors right in here. The blues, the greens, the turquoises. And we're just going to kind of do, since our water is going to be this mosaic, I want to kind of stay in that color palette, but it will look different. So, good morning, whoever's there. So we're going to start, I'll move this, and I'm just going to kind of put it on. And wherever the that stuff. What did I, the masking fluid, wherever it is going to be white. And then you can go over later if you want and do a wash after you take it off, but we're probably not going to do that with this one. So I've marked it off where the dark paper is going to go. So we really don't need to cover the whole entire thing. I'll start getting some turquoise in here. It's pretty, isn't it? And if you want it to flow and mix a little bit, you can always add a little bit more water. And the reason I'm holding this down is because I don't really want this paint to drip, you know, to run. And since the paper is wet, it's bowed up, so it's very likely to do that. All right. And we want to make sure that we've got enough light in there so that it creates a contrast with our final piece. Excuse me. We've got a lot of things coming up with McNeely Garden Studios. We have the Create-a-thon, and if you're not in that group, that's a free group, and it is so fun. We do so many things. Periodically, we have a full day where 6 of my friends and I get on there, and we create, and we show you how to do it. It's totally exclusive. You're the only one that gets to see those projects. It's a free group, but you got to be in the group to be able to see this stuff. So if you would like to come, it's going to be April the 10th. And we always present a different project, and I'm here to tell you that my project this time is going to be worthwhile. It's a really good technique that you can use for a lot of different things, and it's really got a wow factor. So that's pretty just right there. And you know, sometimes when I create something like this, even though it's intended for something else, sometimes I'll let this dry and then I'll scan it or photograph it, and then I have a digital version to use on something else if I really like it that much. And I'm kind of liking this. So, I mean, obviously you can always do it again, but so, and I'm going to kind of go back with a very, very dark color and just kind of put it in some of these corners. I did get out my, oh, there's one of my micron pens. I did get out one of my, some of my pencils, color pencils. And of course, these are my magic sticks, my very special magic sticks that I paint branches with. But I thought maybe after it would dry, I would give it some shadowing and some depth in these corners like I'm doing with this paint. But sometimes it just kind of adds a little to it because it's going to get all blendy. And once we take these this masking fluid off, it's really going to have an impact. There. Okay. I hope that will dry. I may have to hit it with a heat tool. So I'm going to move this over here so that it can dry. I mean, I've got some puddles on there, which I know about, and I tell you what, some of the lighter ones, you see that I use these paper towels over and over. You can actually kind of go in there and give it a little texture if you want to. Kind of makes it interesting. Certainly makes it look more like water even. And let's make sure that we've got it all covered for our space. Yep. All right. So I'm going to put this over here. And we're going to get started with our moonscape. So I printed this off. And I was thinking, oh, that would be pretty for my moon. So I'm just gonna cut this out into a circle because that needs to be, I want that to be a perfect circle. If you guys want to attend the Create-a-thon, just let me know and I will give you the link where you can join the free group, okay? And they always have fun things that you can get, that helpful hints and whatever. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've done it since last July, actually. So, all right. So we're going to let this be our moon. And you can see that it's also sort of a tile, but it's in a grid. And so now we have to decide, do we want that grid to be up and down? I mean, parallel to the horizon? Or do we want it to be like at an angle? I'm thinking at an angle. Actually, at an angle makes it almost look a little more rounded. Can you see that? So I think we're going to go with that. And so my idea was that I'm going to tear this paper. And this is going to be the waves. I don't want my ocean to be too tumultuous, so this wave is a little big. And the way you tear the paper depends. Makes it look, so I pulled it forward and I got this little white edge, which of course can look like the surf or the foam on the water. And then when I pushed it back this way, then it tears and it doesn't have that white edge. So that's entirely up to you which way you tear it. I'm kind of liking it both ways. All right. And I want these to be a little skinnier. And if you notice, this has already got a gradient of color, and I was wanting to use that to our advantage. Something satisfying about ripping paper, isn't there? All right. I'm going to get this out of my way as well. I don't care to have that on my sweater. All right. So you see where I'm going with that? And I'm wondering, I'm thinking it might be better actually this way. We'll see. Since we've got a thinner substrate than we have this, we're going to try this out. And the reason I was just looking at this is because this gradient goes like this. So we've got the turquoises all the way down to the dark. Let me see if I can see anybody's comments. Oh, good morning. I see Jamie. Jamie, do we put the the darkest part on the horizon or in the foreground? I'm sitting here thinking about it and I can't remember. I'm so looking forward to going and being on the beach. And if you notice, I almost look like a mermaid this morning because I just had to take a shower when I got home this morning from my mom's. So my hair's all wet. Is masking fluid what you use for the lines? Yes. Yes, I did explain that a little earlier, and I'm going to show you. Hopefully the paint itself will get dry and I'll be able to show you. So, and this is Schminke brand. I like the Schminke brand. It's because it's blue, and you can kind of see where it is. Look how that's already starting to look like water. Isn't that beautiful? I need a little bit more waves here. I'm getting a little too lackadaisical in my ripping. There we go. I'm sorry I'm holding that close to me. Ooh, now this one's really got some white water going. That's too fat. I need to get it smaller. So what else have we got going on? We got the Create-a-thon, and I have a workshop coming up that you are not going to want to miss. It is really a beautiful thing. It's going to be, as I get this done, I'll show you. But, you know, I always paint something and try to teach you something along the way, not necessarily just about the artwork, but about life in general. And this one is going to be about how to use your negative thoughts to your advantage. I mean, so often we hear, oh, you know, you just don't be so negative. Well, sometimes life has dealt us something where we just can't, you just can't hardly shake that feeling of being negative, you know? So what do you do with those feelings? So I'm going to teach you how to use those to your advantage and, you know, make the lemonade out of the lemons, right? I kind of like this little skinny one. Maybe we'll use that too. How about that? Ooh. You like it so far? Is it making you feel like you're at the beach? It's making me feel better, for sure. And typically what I do with collage, and that's what this is, collage, is I go ahead and tape it all, paste it all down, but then I cut the edges later. So, and I'm thinking I'm going to leave some of the black, but some of it I'm going to overlap too. That's really pretty. Uh-oh. Get some of this really dark. Getting there. They're getting wayward here. Taking advantage of me. Okay. You know, if you want to make this exactly like this, I can certainly make this available to you. I hadn't really planned on doing that, but I can, that would be no problem if you want to do it. There. So I've skipped some of them so that they're not all exactly, we can actually turn this around, different things like that. That's making me feel very comfortable, like I am at the ocean and I'm looking at that sun going down. This is the moon going down, coming up, whichever way you want it to be. I think I want this one a little skinnier. That's kind of a challenge. Ooh, that was fun. Look at that little curly Q thing. Yeah, I like the different sizes. That looks good. Okay. So I'm going to put this put this over here. This is going to be the piece that we paint. Oh, you can't see it. That we paint, and that's going to be on April the 8th at 10 o'clock, right here on this page. And it's going to be, we're going to paint the kintsugi vessel and arrangement of orchids. And we're going to talk about using your negative thoughts to your advantage. And the nice thing is, if you're new to watercolor, if you attend, you're going to get a free gift. And this is all about how to fix some of the things that go on in watercolor. So it's several pages long, and it really gives you an idea of where you're going wrong. Alrighty, so we're going to start gluing this on. I like to get the edges. We're going to put it at an angle, the little grid, at an angle a little bit. Make sure it's in the center. This is a super simple project, but really, really pretty. And we're going to go over the moon. So you know what that does. Obviously the moon is not in the water. It's reflecting on the water. Sometimes it's nice. Do you guys create with music on, or do you just leave it quiet, or what? I just like it quiet. Sometimes I open the windows and hear the birds. I do enjoy that. But sometimes I start thinking, and then, which is a good thing. But it's hard to think about what you're thinking and talk about something different. Uh-oh, that one's kind of not straight. And I want it to be straight because I want the waves to really go over each other. Look at Jamie. She put the Create-a-thon community in there. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, Sue. How are you? Sue, are you going to make this project? Really, you could use anything. You don't have to use this printed version. You could make your own. Make your own mixed media papers. I know we just had a month of doing that in my membership. We had super fun, a lot of fun. But this particular one, I just decided to print it off. And I'm going to put this in this way because I like that water. I like the white on the water. See that? And it doesn't have to be exactly the same the whole way down. We can start making it have a little darkness. Since we're going from light to darker, we'll have some more of the black shining through there. Give it a little bit more depth. How about that? I like it. I think we're going to have some more. Maybe not much. Maybe one more. I can almost feel my toes in the sand. I'm excited. You can actually get in on this retreat too if you have a creative business and you want to take the Create course. I can let you know about that too. It is really a wonderful segue for your business. Okay, looking pretty, huh? And then we're going to trim all this when it gets all dry. So I'll put that there. I'll put this aside so it can dry. And so don't forget, this is called Mended with Gold. You do need to be registered so that you can get the tracer and the reference photos and the supply list. And it's on April the 8th. You can register if you go right up to the top to where my stuff is pinned to featured, then you can go on there and there's a link there, easy peasy, you can register. And don't forget, you're going to get a free gift on how to correct some of your watercolor mistakes. And let me tell you, I have committed every single one of them. There's 10 different things that it talks about, things that we just overdo, underdo, whatever. And then there's some ways to find me in there as well. So I'm going to bring this over here. You guys go there and register, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'm going to bring this back. How are we doing on time? Oh, yep. Okay. Not too bad. I'm going to dry this off. I know it's just watercolor, but I don't really want it on my sweater. Okay. We'll put it here where you can see. That's going to turn out really pretty. Really pretty. So I'm just going to blot a little bit, make sure it's not perfectly dry, but I'm going to make sure. There we go. And so there's different ways to get this off. And I do have an eraser that is meant for getting this off. But honestly, I just like to use my fingers more. And you see that? You can pull it right off. And look at that. Makes a beautiful resist. So we can get all this off and it's going to look like the reflection on moving water. And you just rub it. See, it's not dry yet, so I just rub the watercolor into the white. Every time you do something, you learn. See, look, I just rubbed the watercolor right into, because it's dark. Remember, I went back and put that in there. So be very careful, or we can dry it with a heat tool. I don't think you guys like to listen to that too much, though. See, and I'm just pulling it off. Isn't that neat? When my daughter was little and I would paint, she would wait and say, "Mommy, can I pick the paint off of your jars?" I mean, she loves this sensation of being able to, pull these little things off. And of course, I loved it. And she loved to peel eggs too, the same thing, like shell eggs, because she could really get in there and do some detail work. And of course, her little fingers were perfect, so I loved it. This does take a little doing, but it's not bad. If you wanted to, you could go over and put a wash over this white. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to let it be white. But I do think I will go in with the pencils and darken some of these colors. I want you to look at this closely. Let me get this piece off and then I'll show you. I mean, look how much that looks like water. It's amazing, isn't it? So you learned 2 techniques today. You learned the masking fluid, and you can do this for anything, not just water. You can make spots for snow or rain, anything natural, botanical like that. You can use it for waves. You can use it for just anything that you want to protect the background. And you can use it over paint too. So if I had painted this yellow, say, and then I put the masking fluid on top and pulled it off, then I'd have yellow lines. So think about the possibilities there. I mean, that's just amazing, right? I'm using a baby wipe to get all this off because it's not really dry enough. I'm speeding the process so that I don't bore you. I only try to use up about 20 minutes of your time, but today was a little longer. We did it. There we go. We did a lot more things today than usual. The good news is I'm going to glue this project in the middle so I can put my fingers there. It won't be messing it up. Let's see if I can get this off. Yeah. So this part was just a little bit thinner. Like this one was sort of gloppy a little bit, so I could just pull it right off. But this was a little thinner. So I'm just going to carefully use this eraser. This isn't an eraser. It's actually made for this masking fluid. And see, you have to be careful. I just damaged the paper because it's damp. I need to just leave that. I'm just making it worse. So, but I want to get most of it off so that you can see how it's going to look. And I'll post it when it all gets dry. I'll post it later. But let me tell you, if you commit some of these sins that I have committed here with this paper, like this, it's not a big deal. You just take a white pen, a white Posca marker. You can use paint and just put it right back to where it was. You can also take this and put some extra little lines in there. I probably will do that, but I'm not going to do it until it's dry. But see, I fixed my owie right there. Just perfect. So now we need to look and see which way we want to put this on here. First, I'm going to cut it. Now, when I do this, I usually do it on a cutter, but today I'm going to do it just with my scissors. And I'm going to look from the back so that I can see what the heck I'm doing. All right. There we go. Voila! Didn't that turn out pretty? And as we get all the rest of the masking fluid off, we're going to put it on there. And if that doesn't make you want to go stick your toes in the water, nothing will. So I'm going to bring you back up here so I can say hello. Hello. So, Create-a-thon, if you want to get into the group so you can see the Create-a-thon on April the 3rd, April the 10th. And if you want to get in on the free workshop, and that is on April 8th, Okay, you guys keep me straight. So it's a beautiful day today. I think I'm gonna go outside and play in the flowers. So that would be good. I'm so glad you all came today. I'm always so thankful when you come, and I will see you again next Tuesday at 10. And then again for the Create-a-thon and the Mended with Gold workshop. Okay, thanks. Bye.